Yes, man. Yes, man. What a day. What a day. Welcome to Reggae Iration once more. Tell us wherever you're locked in, represent your county. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Unapita hapo chini tuambie uko from which county, which song unataka tukuchezea after kubig up to the fullest. Once more, I'm your host, Ras Shem. The interview is about to start and it will be 3 people asking the question. Me and my host here, Frank.
Zaga
yes.
24,
yes.
aka the one liner.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Alongside my DJ here.
At the lyrical DJ Sweet K.
Yes, man. So let's take it right away. Morning, guys. Morning, guys.
Good morning. Greetings in the name of the Most High, Jah Rastafari, from Southwest Colorado to the culture and reggae people of Kenya.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Greetings again, guys. I'm glad you could join me this beautiful morning right there at Colorado. You know, in Nairobi, it's a bit of afternoon. So let's begin right away. Maybe you guys could tell me your name, the role you guys play, a little background information about the band.
So my name is Koral, and I'm the singer-songwriter of Niceness. We're here in Colorado.
And my name is Bassie. I'm the keyboard player for Niceness.
All right, all right. So maybe, Koral, you could tell me how long maybe you've been with the band and what has been your experience so far with the band?
So we started in 2015. Some of the guys in the band have been together playing on and off in different projects for a number of years. Some of the bands I used to go see, so when they reached out to me to start this new project, it was quite an honor. And within the first year of starting the band, we were in the studio to make our first album, Sunshine. And yeah, playing regionally here in Southwest United States.
Of course, the pandemic threw us for a loop. You know, we usually play a lot in the summertime, and you know, inside in the winter. But we were cut down most of the year.
All right, all right. So let's just take it. We've just played Water Day. This is the second track of your new album, which you released on February 2021. And maybe, Bass, you could tell me about this track, Water Day. What does it really mean, Water Day?
Well, it's about having future hope. It's about getting people to come together for positive reasons, you know, rather than tearing stuff down, more towards building stuff together. So that to me is what the song is about.
All right, all right. And for you, maybe, Koral, because Water Day is something that everyone really expects that maybe someday we're going to have a consensus between all the human beings. Do you think that day can really come, or is just one of those things that we really aspire to have?
I mean, we have hope for the future, and we aspire to create that in our own communities. I think it all begins with ourselves, our heart, and our personal relations. So we aspire to create peace and oneness, remembering that we're all one global family. Okay.
When you describe Niceness Band, it's a collective of just different and diverse personalities, but also you describe it as a state of mind. Explain to me that.
Okay, so the state of mind thing is we're a family as a band, and people do come from really different backgrounds and stuff. But when we're together playing, it's not like, oh, now it's time to get paid. I got to get paid for this gig and make all this money and stuff like that. So for us, it's it's the music business and not business music, to quote Winston Rodney. You know, it's like we're trying to push some positive vibes forward, and so that means we don't fight amongst ourselves and stuff like that.
All right. Talking about just being together and not fighting among each other, many artists take music as a professional pursuit, but for you guys, and maybe Koral, you could tell us, you describe your music not as a professional pursuit, but as a passion. Tell me where the difference is and how really is it a passion for you?
I think it begins with the message and wanting to get the message out there. It's what we live by as a band, as individuals. And it's what we would be doing with our lives regardless of the band. The band is just this incredible instrument to bring this reality, to bring this message, this song to the world.
All right, all right. Talking about now this album, Realize. Tell me why you chose the title Realize. How many tracks are in this album? What are some of the themes you have addressed in this album?
Well, you know, realize is taking the things that are in your heart and in your mind and making them happen, making them manifest, you know, to actually put things into action. And so realize doesn't just mean to know something, it means to act on it too.
Okay.
So as far as how many tracks, Koral?
There's 12 songs, 10 original songs and 2 dub tracks from our amazing engineer, producer, Jim Fox.
All right.
And as Bassie says with Realize, every song has an aspect of realization, you know, may we realize that we can create the future we want to live in, to realize that we are doing better than we know, to realize that we are our biggest limitation, our mind, the limitations we put on ourselves.
All right.
Realize, yes.
All right. So maybe my host could ask one question, Zaga.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rashem. I would just love to know, like, from the release of the new album on February, how has been the response for the Realize, if you have to analyze for us? Thank you. My name is Frank Zaga.
Okay, so I don't know all the internet traffic statistics that Koral's got and how many downloads we have and stuff like that. But I'm just going to say, hey, look, we're talking to a reggae audience in Kenya. How fabulous is that? So we know we're reaching somebody, right? Yes, Ross.
Yeah.
Thank you, David Bassie. Thank you for that so much. In addition to
Yeah,
that,
it's a one world, you know, right? So,
in addition
so
to
we're
that,
getting somewhere.
I would just love to know how was the making of the whole Realize album, because it has different aspects and different spectrums of ideologies that were just brought together, from the women's empowerment point of view to the revolution point of view to the whole element of peace and love. So how was the making of it? What was the thought process behind the whole album, Realize?
Well, Koral writes a lot of the songs, okay? And it's not a strictly Rasta band. You know, only a few of us like really cite up Rasta, but Rasta's in everything we do. And the process of coming together is we bring our individual talents to it and offer ideas and stuff, and it turns into a collaboration. But Koral's really writing most of the lyrics and most of the basic arrangements and things like that. And so when we went in the studio, we all hung out, like we're saying the family vibes, we all hung out right there at this place and cooked together and talked about the music, and it was just very relaxed way of doing it.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Carol, maybe you could answer this track Better Than You Know, which has really performed well from this album. iTunes, it was one of top 8. It was number 8 in iTunes charts. What will you attribute to the success of this track?
I think everyone could use the reminder that we're doing better than we know, especially after this last year with the COVID virus taking over the world. You know, I wrote the song for someone near and dear in my life who was going through a hard time, only to realize I wrote it just as much for myself. And I think when I brought it to the band, everyone reflected the same thing, that it was a message that everyone was grateful to hear. And so, yeah, we feel very blessed to bring it to the world and to feel it so received, and that people can hopefully hear and receive that message and remember, so that we can stand in our full strength and power.
All right. So maybe, Carol, maybe you could tell me maybe, 3 things that you think everyone should realize across the world. Just 3 things.
You know, that we are one global family, that we live on this earth together, and we must be good stewards, not only of the earth, but of our community, our own body, and our personal relationships.
All right. David, maybe you could tell me when creating this, when basically when creating this album, you decided to go for analog equipment, just comparing with Sunshine. Why did you do this, and how was the sound in the whole creation? What is the difference, and how did you feel about just going back to the analog equipment in doing this?
Okay, well, as you can see by my beard, I'm quite old, and so I grew up in the '70s with
Okay.
vinyl records that were all recorded analog.
Okay.
And there's something rich and saturated about analog that's really hard to get in a digital environment. So part of the reason we went to this studio is because they have a 2-inch analog tape machine there.
Okay.
And we recorded 24 tracks, which means if you blow a take, then you got to go back and do the whole thing over again because there's just not room on there for 1,000 takes. And then it got dumped into Pro Tools, and then it got finished that way. So it was a way for us to get that really rich, saturated, you know, something about that's in the bass and the warmth of the tone that we really wanted to get.
All right.
And we got it.
All right. Let's listen into how the whole creation was, and then get back and. Yes. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, guys. So, just tell us more about, shed some light on this project. Credit some people who made this project possible. How was it working with the team on this project? Some of the challenges maybe you faced on the ground when dealing with this project, and how did you overcome them?
Well, I mean, we're so grateful to have gotten to work with Jim Fox, and that came about very serendipitously. We made our list of producers, engineers we wanted to work with, and he was #1 on the list, and we reached out, and he was excited to work with us, so that was a real honor. And yeah, one of the crazy things, actually, we were supposed to go to California in November, but they were having really big wildfires in California, so we had to push back our trip to February because the studio was evacuated, and it was not a good time to go to California. So we went to February, and as soon as we got home, you know, everything was shut down from COVID, so we really had this perfect little window that we made it out there to be together, which was a blessing.
All right. So, Koral, maybe you could share how has been the experience from the last album, Sunshine, to this? How has been the whole evolution in terms of approaches, just learning, skills? What have you really guys gained from the last album?
So much. I mean, being together as a band for a few more years has really made us that much more connected as a family of musicians. I think we, put a lot more preparation into this album, knowing that we were going to be traveling to California, which is a 15-hour drive from here. So, it was a big commitment to be out there. So that was huge. And then, knowing that we were going to be in the studio with recording analog, where it's all live, that made it just a whole different experience. Getting to be there together and stay there was amazing.
All right. And
the first album we recorded right up here on the mesa at about 10,000 feet.
Okay.
So that was really cool. But I think we just we had more preparation, and we just put more into the second album.
Okay.
It was thought through more, and it was just handled better.
All right. So you guys have been doing some virtual events. Since COVID came in, a lot of events have been cancelled. How have you been breaching the whole gap between now the ground live event and the virtual? How have you been bridging the whole gap? And just what are some of the strategies are you guys now putting in place to reach your fans?
I mean, more virtual events, connecting, just realizing that it's really not that hard to connect with people around the world. So that's been really amazing. Working with Teresa at Run It and linking us up with different groups, having these virtual events. It's been amazing. We've been writing a lot, so a lot of new music in the works too. So that's kept us fueled up and going forward in a positive way.
But it is opening up here in Colorado.
Okay.
We just did a gig down down in New Mexico.
All right.
And 1,000 people there and a lot of dancing and stuff. And boy, you really miss it when, there's not people dancing in front of you. I mean, the virtual thing is cool and all that, and you can reach people, but to have a crowd of people dancing in front of you, you get energy back from that helps you play better.
All right. Because, like last week, same way, we saw Florida, they were just opening up, doing some really great events and people coming out. So in terms of Colorado, what is that? Just some of the measures that have been put in place to ensure that the singers are in safe condition, and also the audience are in safe conditions?
Well, the transmission rate for COVID is really down in Colorado. I think people were really good this winter about masking up and, just trying to keep the social distancing. And then, I don't know how people feel about vaccines, but a lot of people here have been vaccinated. And so it's really like, it feels like, it feels like Christmas or something, because everyone's kind of happy and jolly that they can do normal stuff again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I even hope that this just goes around the world and people open up and just see how we could just connect together. And moving on swiftly, Koral, maybe you could just tell us about the upcoming EP and the whole analog tape. What's the plan? What's in the plan in terms of your catalog and just channel for what you have channeled for the people?
Yeah, I mean, we would love to make it back into the studio to record analog again. Being this year with COVID, it was hard to get everyone together. So we've been working on a project virtually with our producer friend in San Diego. So our new EP that we're hoping to release by the end of the year will be a digital production. But just really excited to have had the opportunity to continue forwarding the music and be working on new tunes to bring to the people.
All right. Any solo projects that you're planning for the people?
I've been working on a solo project this last year, just since we haven't been able to come together as much as bands. So I hope to record some of the songs with Niceness, of course, and then I've been working with some producers in LA to kind of blend in some other influences of mine from a kid of soul and R&B, as well as keeping the reggae bass influence.
Mm-hmm. How important is it to integrate these different genres, Latin, soul, reggae together? How important is that in Colorado?
Well, I think it's more of an outgrowth of like who we are as musicians, where this stuff is coming from. Mm-hmm. We're not a strictly roots band, and we're not a strictly dance hall band. Okay. We just have our own sound, and I don't know if it's something that we aimed for so much as like it's just what's coming out of us. Uh-huh. We'll try things out in the studio and be like, oh, that sounds cool. Okay. Like how that started. We were just messing around in the studio one day and started playing this thing, and it turned into a song.
Mm-hmm. Koral.
Yeah, I think. Just being authentic is the most important to ourselves. So
all right. All right. Koral, there's this thing that has really gone up. It's called the attention economy, where artists can take other artists to work, blend in their work, blend in with their song, and just act like they did a collabo or they feature together. Maybe like a track, What a Day. Someone takes the track, put it in between their track, and just go out there and tell people he has featured Niceness Band. What are some of the measures you guys have put in place just to make sure you have reaped what you sow?
Do you understand?
Well, like to protect our music is what you mean, basically, right? Like somebody stealing our tracks. Mm-hmm. Steal our tracks. That means we're getting out there. It's like a compliment almost. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure, the money's great, but if you feel like stealing our music, go ahead.
We want the music to reach the people. Okay. We would love to collaborate with people and do projects like this, like you say, featuring each other, and just to big up other bands around the world and to just bring their message to the world too. So we would love to do more of that as we move.
All right, Carol, what are some of the bands that you guys maybe look up to, or just love the whole vibe, and maybe you like in future to work with or collabos?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. I mean, I would love to collaborate with some other female artists. I'm a big fan of Natalie Rise, coming from Australia, and her band from Jamaica. She has a very positive message, but a lot of beautiful, powerful, empowered women coming out of Jamaica too right now.
All right.
Well, I'm an old Roots Radix fan, Steel Pulse, you know, from that era. That's kind of my influence, you know. But yeah.
All right. So my co-host also has a question. Maybe you could put across.
Yes, thank you so much. Finally, being that it's a band and you're full of niceness, I know it's not easy. It depends to oneness and all that. So what has been keeping that whole band together, and what are some of the members of those band, so that you can know them before we get to know about the music distribution and all that, some of the places that you can get your music. Thank you.
So we are a group of 8. So you've met Bassie and I. But, Mikey G on the drums, who Bassie has been playing music with for a very long time, as well as Johnny B on percussion, Mike Enriquez on the bass guitar, Justin Wilson on the guitar, and then our 2 horn players, John White and Danny D'Alessandro. It's been amazing to bring music to life with these brothers.
All right.
Yeah, true to that. And Johnny White is surely famous. I bet he's a teacher of music, right? So what has
Bassie?
been... Yeah.
I don't have any formal students, but you know.
I believe Mr. White. Mr. White.
Just from it.
Mr. White. I'm talking about Mr. White.
Oh yes, he teaches band and school and has a lot of students.
Yeah. They get to talk about him also a lot on the comments and on the YouTube and all that. We can see it from Nairobi, Kenya. We really duly respect. DJ, kindly talk to them.
Yo, hello.
Greetings.
Okay, how do people get where do you put your music outlet? How people can reach your music? Maybe on the other platforms, streaming and everything. And then maybe in your band, are you gonna maybe incorporate people like DJs also in your band, something?
We love to bring in DJs for, bigging up the show for live events and whatnot. And yeah, just for our music on all streaming platforms, our website, nicenessband.com. And then we're on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, all the streaming. So you can look up Niceness Band and you'll find us.
All right.
And do you have maybe a fan base of DJs, maybe outside, maybe or all over the world? Are you sending their music, maybe playing your music, or people that maybe hold on to your music and distribute like DJs?
Oh yeah, please. Yes, we love sending our music to DJs to spread the love, spread the niceness. So reach out if you want to collaborate or get our music. We'd love to send it to you.
All right. So before you tell us where people can find you, Carol, how do you switch off from music? What apart from music, where can people find you? What are you really engaging in?
I have a small farm retreat center on the mesa at about 9,000 feet. So we host retreats from meditation, art and nature, qigong, music, songwriting, how to steward the land, grow organic food, how to save the food. So I'm very passionate about sustainable living.
All right. And for you, Bassie?
Yes, I.
What do you do?
What do I do? Well, we're recording this video outside of the restaurant where I work.
Okay.
So that's it's either the band or I go to work.
Okay.
Those two things.
All right. Thank you guys. Really looking forward for you guys to, when you release your new EP, get to join us again, talk about your latest project, and maybe anything you'd like to add before we wrap it up.
Oh, just so much gratitude for you all having us on the show. We're so grateful to connect with people around the world and make a connection with you beautiful beings.
All
Big
right.
love.
All right.
We really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Where can people find you? And the last message to the people all over the world.
Oh yes, nicenessband.com, our website, on Facebook, Instagram, Niceness Band, on all streaming platforms. So reach out via social media or our website. We'd love to be in connection with you.
All right, all right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Looking forward to having you again on this show, Reggae Iration. Let's listen into this track as we wrap it up.
Big love.